I just watched Thor, Love and Thunder, and I liked it. What up, world? It's your boy Charles Brown back again for another Talking Facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell. Okay, so I know a lot of people saying a lot of things about Thor, and they have a lot of issues with Thor. It's like right now I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes, and the tomato meter has a 68%, which is the reviewers, the critics, and the audience score is 79%. 10,000 plus verified ratings, right? So when you say 79%, I don't think that means it's all that bad, to be honest with you. I think a lot of criticism, the critics be the loudest ones, right? I went into this movie expecting complete garbage. I like Ragnarok. But after this movie came out, it was so many people talking down so badly on this movie that I was like, I'm gonna go. I go see all Marvel movies, almost all Marvel movies. I can't remember one I didn't really see in the movie theaters, but I'm sure if I think long enough, there's one. But I expected it to be this really, really trash, like hokey, because everybody's main complaint was it's too many jokes. They're telling too many jokes now. They're making it too goofy. And I'm not going to argue with you. There are a lot of jokes, but I like the jokes. I know a lot of people have been saying since Avengers, since was he was depressed from the Thanos situation and he got fat and this and that, and a lot of people are like, okay, they're making Thor into a joke. They're making him into a mockery. But it's still working. This movie did very well at the box office, right? It didn't do what they initially thought it was going to do. It did 144 million. They thought it would do a little more, but that's a lot of money, right? That means a lot of people went to see it, bad or good. And for the simple fact of the matter is, if you're saying, oh, these people hated it, this would have dropped off drastically. But I think the loudest critics are the ones who are making the most noise, but the people who enjoy the movie aren't saying anything. They're just watching the movie and walking away, right? I did not find it to be hokey, right? Because it's automatically hokey, so you go in knowing this is what you're getting. If you watch Ragnarok and accepted that, then this is that times two. And even though Ragnarok was it was splashier, a little brighter, it had a little more fun moments. I think the action in this was better. There was some amazing action scenes in here. I love the Zeus fight scene, right? I love these characters. Korg is fucking amazing. Korg is an amazing character, right? And Russell Crowe as Zeus is like, who thought of that? Like, who, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Tessa Thompson was freaking spectacular. She looks so good lately. I don't know what's going on. But it just was really well written to me. Now, it could be that I'm just overcompensating because I like the Thor character. I grew up reading Thor character, which Thor was never nothing like this, right? But I understand what I was doing. I was thinking about this. I was like, if you tried to make Thor the straight edge Thor from the comic book, this wouldn't even have gotten this far. People would have gotten rid of Thor years ago. They would have been like, that character's not working for me. It needed something. It needed the comic relief. Yes, they have pushed it to a point where it's a lot, right? But we needed that. Christian Bale gives you everything. He gives you his all in everything. So he turned up the supervillain way up. And he's not, and these villains these days are never full villains. They always have a reason, right? They always have a reason. Since, I'm trying to remember, like, most of these villains usually have a noble freaking point to prove. It's usually something that is actually relatable. His daughter died, and his trash God did nothing for him. He devoted his entire life, millions, I don't know about millions, but thousands of people died serving that God, and he's sitting back eating fruits. Like, who cares? When he saw that, he got enraged and he killed this guy, right? And he went after trying to kill all the gods. It's usually misguided hurt and pain, but it doesn't mean you're a villain. Your actions are what makes you the villain, but usually the motives, even Thanos' motives. He wasn't a villain, but us wanting to survive makes him a villain, right? You don't want half of your people gone, so it makes him the villain. But at the end of the day, he was right, right? This guy's right. These gods are trash. Did you see what happened when Thor went to, these are spoilers. Thor went to ask Zeus for the weapon, the lightning bolt. Zeus could care less. He was like, that guy's never going to reach us and he's never going to reach eternity. I'm not helping you do anything. Matter of fact, let's get this orgy popping. And if you keep talking, I'm not going to invite you to the orgy. All you care about is orgy. Is mad selfish. Like, I didn't see one, I don't remember any god. Even Thor is detached and removed from everything. The only reason Thor even cares about humans is because he went to Earth and he fell in love with Jane Foster. Outside of that, he wouldn't have cared about humans either. So these gods pretty much trash. They got all the power in the world and they don't care at all. And these and we're on Earth, clasping our hands together, praying, oh please, and they eating mangoes and watermelon, whatever. So they're trash. So there's really no reason to care about them. The only reason we care about them is because we care about Thor. There's not one more god in there that we cared about, right? We saw, let's see, what's my guy's name on here? Idris Elba's character, right? I'm bugging out because I don't have his name right here. I can't remember his name offhand. He's probably one of the last ones that died that we cared about. To be honest with you. We cared about him because he was so steadfast. He did his job. He never wavered. He wasn't an idiot. He wasn't a buffoon. And when he died, we cared. Many of those guys were miscellaneous. Many of those people that we saw in Asgard didn't even have names. We didn't even know who they were. A lot of them. We just saw them get spiked or something. They just got killed and for no reason, right? So my thing is, this guy, Christian Bale, he played Gore. He's not a villain per se. I felt like this movie was better than Doctor Strange. I did. And I feel like Doctor Strange, for all of the pandering they did to the, I'm not going to say pandering, but like phase 4 characters they put in, I felt like it still didn't work. And I know some people enjoyed it. Some people liked it, and that's okay, right? I felt like Scarlet Witch was never a villain. She veered off her path a little bit. Few people got hurt. Few people died, we assume, right? Some people, she killed a few people. But by the end of the movie, she was back to our darling, and she's Scarlet Witch again. She never became a full-on threat. I never perceived her as really going to kill one of these villains. I mean, one of these heroes, or really do any full damage to Earth in any kind of way. Like I never saw. It always felt like she would come back, she would get back in the fold, and we would all get to see her back as her. It always felt so. It never felt like we were dealing with a true villain, in my opinion. I like the comedic value. I like Chris Pratt for all it's worth, right? My guy was back, Bradley Cooper as Rocket, and I don't even know what Vin Diesel, if he's coming in for one day of work, just saying I am Groot 45 times, and they could just take each one and use it, and he gets credit for being Groot. I have no idea. But I like this movie. I don't know what to tell you. And I know it's cool now. People are starting to turn on Marvel. I don't know if you see it. They're turning on Marvel. They're starting to lean away from Marvel because of this formula that they're trying to, this narrative of a formula they're trying to start. And yes, there is a formula, but for me, it's working now. Like I said, I thought this was better than Doctor Strange because I walked away from Doctor Strange. I felt strange. I was like, I don't think that was that great of a movie for me. It never had any peril. I never thought it was ever you know, it just felt like a bunch of miscellaneous things happening that we still won't see any effect of for a while, right? And I thought the little girl character, some of it didn't add up to me. Some of the things she was able to do, and some of the stuff just didn't add up for me, right? I'm not going to get into all that right now. But end of the day, I like Thor, Love and Thunder. I like the dynamic. Did it get slow? It got slow very, very few times, but it did get slow. And they kind of pushed the Jane stuff, uh, Jane and Thor stuff back and forth a little bit too long. But other than that, I thought it was a great movie. Now, is it Avengers Infinity War great? No. But what else? What can be Avengers Infinity War great besides Avengers Infinity War? So I say this is a good movie. It's a quality movie. I would actually give this movie like a B, right? C plus B. B minus B. Not an A, but I think it's a good movie. Go see it if you want to check it out. If you haven't seen it already, like I said, these were spoilers, and I'm sorry if I spoiled something for you. I will put spoilers in the title. But that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments about Thor, Love and Thunder. If you have anything to add, put it in the comments, and we'll talk about it. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
CLB.